Hello students, in this video, let's summarize Class 10 Science chapter Human Eye and the Colorful World. The human eye is a remarkable sense organ that enables us to perceive the colorful world. Let's understand how image is captured by our eyes. Eyes functions like a camera, with a lens system that forms images on the retina. Light enters through the cornea, a transparent bulge on the front of the eye, and the eye's primary refraction occurs at the cornea. The crystalline lens provides fine-tuning for focusing objects at different distances. Behind the cornea is the iris, a muscular diaphragm controlling pupil size to regulate the amount of light entering. The eye lens forms an inverted real image on the retina, a light-sensitive membrane. Light-sensitive cells in the retina generate electrical signals upon illumination and send them to the brain via the optic nerves. The brain processes these signals, allowing us to perceive objects as they truly are. Power of accommodation. The eye lens are made of a flexible material that can change its curvature. Ciliary muscles help adjust the lens curvature, altering its focal length. Relaxing muscles makes the lens thin for distant vision, while contracting them thickens the lens for close-up vision. This ability to change the lens's focal length is called power of accommodation. The near point is the closest distance for clear vision without strain, usually around 25 centimeters for young adults. The far point is the farthest distance for clear vision, which is infinity for normal eyes. Defect of vision. Sometimes, the eye may gradually lose its power of accommodation. In such conditions, the person cannot see the objects distinctly and comfortably. The vision becomes blurred due to the refractive defects of the eye. Let us now discuss different defects of vision and their corrections. Cataracts. It is a common eye problem that can occur with age. Cataracts can affect the power of accommodation by reducing the flexibility and transparency of the eye's natural lens. However, cataracts are treatable through surgery where the cloudy lens is replaced with a clear artificial one. Myopia, also known as nearsightedness. In myopia, objects nearby are seen clearly, but distant objects appear blurry. It occurs when the image forms in front of the retina due to excessive lens curvature or elongation of the eyeball. It is corrected using a concave lens to bring the image onto the retina. Hypermetropia, also known as farsightedness. In hypermetropia, distant objects are clear, but nearby objects are blurry. This occurs because the focal length of the eye lens is too long, or the eyeball has become too small. It is corrected by using a convex lens to help focus close objects onto the retina. Presbyopia affects people as they age, leading to difficulty in seeing nearby objects clearly. It occurs due to the weakening of ciliary muscles and loss of flexibility in the eye lens. It is corrected with reading glasses or bifocal lenses, which have both concave and convex sections for distant and near vision respectively. Refraction of light through a prism. Prisms are transparent objects with two triangular bases and three rectangular lateral surfaces. The angle between the lateral faces is known as the angle of the prism. When a ray of light enters a prism from air at its first surface, it bends toward the normal line. At the second surface, as the ray exits from the glass to the air, it bends away from the normal line. Comparing the angles of incidence and refraction at each surface, we observe that this bending is different from what happens in a glass slab. Due to the peculiar shape of the prism, the emergent ray bends at an angle to the direction of the incident ray. This angle of bending is called the angle of deviation. The angle of deviation is unique to prisms and varies with the prism's shape and the angle of incidence. Dispersion of light by prism. A glass prism can break white sunlight into a spectrum of colors, known as Vibgyor. This happens because each color bends differently as it passes through the prism, creating distinct paths for each. Rainbows. Rainbows in the sky are optical phenomena created by the dispersion and reflection of sunlight in the Earth's atmosphere. This occurs when sunlight enters water droplets in the air, bending or refracting the light as it passes through, and then reflecting it internally within the droplet. The light then exits the droplet, dispersing into its various colors due to differing wavelengths, and forming the iconic spectrum of colors that we see in a rainbow. The process of dispersion and reflection inside the water droplets is what produces the circular arc shape of a rainbow, with red on the outer edge and violet on the inner edge. They appear opposite to the sun's direction and can also be seen through waterfalls or water fountains on sunny days with the sun behind you. Atmospheric refraction. Objects may appear to waver or flicker when seen through hot, rising air above a heat source. This happens because the hot air near the source has a different refractive index than cooler air, causing atmospheric refraction. Twinkling of stars. Stars appear to twinkle due to atmospheric refraction of starlight. As starlight enters the Earth's atmosphere, it continually refracts, making the star seem slightly higher than its actual position. The star's apparent position fluctuates as atmospheric conditions change, leading to the twinkling effect. Stars twinkle because they are distant point sources of light. Why planets don't twinkle? Planets, being closer to Earth, are seen as extended sources of light, made up of many point-sized sources. The collective effect of all these light sources cancels out variations in light entering our eyes, preventing planets from twinkling. Advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. The sun is visible a few minutes before the actual sunrise and remains visible for a few minutes after the actual sunset due to atmospheric refraction. This effect occurs because the atmosphere bends sunlight, causing the sun to appear slightly above the horizon before sunrise and after sunset. The apparent flattening of the sun's disk at these times also results from atmospheric refraction. Scattering of light. Interaction of light with objects around us leads to various natural phenomena. The blue color of the sky, the deep sea's color, sunrise and sunset reddening are examples of these phenomena. In a colloidal solution, light's path becomes visible due to scattering by relatively larger particles, a phenomenon known as the Tyndall effect. Let's understand about Tyndall effect more. The Earth's atmosphere contains tiny particles like smoke, dust, water droplets, and air molecules. When light encounters these particles, it scatters in various directions, making the path of light visible. The scattering of light by colloidal particles of the atmosphere is called the Tyndall effect. It's visible when sunlight enters a smoke-filled room or passes through mist in a forest canopy. Why is the sky blue? The sky appears blue because of the scattering of sunlight by tiny air molecules and fine particles in the atmosphere. Smaller particles scatter shorter wavelengths of light like blue and violet more effectively than longer wavelengths like red. The blue light, being scattered, enters our eyes, making the sky look blue. Without the atmosphere, the sky would be dark. At very high altitudes, the sky appears dark because scattering is less prominent. Red danger signals. Red is the least scattered color by fog or smoke, which is why it's used for danger signals. Red light can be seen from a distance because it retains its color even in such conditions. So, with the completion of this video, we have addressed all the topics in Class 10 chapter, Human Eye and Colorful World. Also, you can learn this chapter through NCERT solutions, NCERT exemplars, and revision notes, which are available in the EduRev app.